Hi friends, I'm Urvashi. Welcome to my channel. Today in this video I'm going to be talking about the nakshatra of Ashwini. So I'm beginning the nakshatra series today. I will be doing 2 videos on all the nakshatras, so 2 videos each for every nakshatra, where I will be discussing the personality traits related to that nakshatra. So especially if you have your moon in that particular nakshatra, the way you function, mentally, the way you behave, or the way you see the world is what you'll be able to see from this video. Also, if you have other important planets, I'd be touching some of the other planets and the impact that it can have to have certain important planets in that particular nakshatra. I'd be also discussing the important activities that you can do during the transit of the moon in that nakshatra. So this part I would be doing in part 2 of the video of all the nakshatras. So whenever the moon comes in any nakshatra, normally we'd like to ask an astrologer about what all activities should I do during this transit. So you'd be able to see that for yourself very easily. And in the second part of the video, I'd also be touching the 4 padas and the impact on the personality if the moon goes into any of those 4 padas. So if your moon is in Ashwini or your ascendant nakshatra is Ashwini, then you will feel this more strongly. Your personality will be like this more strongly. If your ascendant nakshatra is Ashwini, if you are an Aries ascendant, and the ascendant is between 0 degrees Ashwini to 13 degree 20 minutes. So Ashwini is between 0 degrees to 13 degree 20 minutes. So all the zodiacs have a 30 degree area. They cover a 30 degree area, and which is further divided into nakshatras. Every nakshatra has 13 degree 20 minutes. It occupies that much space. So in case of Ashwini, the entire nakshatra is in the zodiac sign of Aries. So from 0 degrees to 13 degree 20 minutes we have the nakshatra of Aries. This is further divided into 4 parts of 3 degree 20 minutes each, which are the 4 padas or the 4 charan of the nakshatra of Aries. I will be discussing the padas in the second part of the video. So today I'll be discussing the entire nakshatra of Aries, and you will have a good introduction to what this nakshatra is like. Before I start, for all those who haven't subscribed, remember to subscribe, and also remember to tap the bell icon. Only then will you receive any kind of a notification. So Ashwini is the first nakshatra, and the planet that rules the nakshatra of Ashwini is Ketu. The nakshatras start with Ashwini. So this is the first nakshatra in the series of nakshatras. So Aries is the first zodiac and Ashwini is the first nakshatra, and we start with the planet Ketu. So Ketu is the planet that rules the nakshatra Ashwini. If you're born with your moon in Ashwini, so in that case, of course, Ashwini rules you. Ashwini becomes your nakshatra, but your starting dasha of your life, when you're born, the dasha that you're born into would be Ketu dasha. So how much of the moon has traveled in Ashwini will decide how much of the dasha you still have to go through. So that is how we come to calculate the dashas, from the position of the moon in the nakshatras. So if, let's suppose, your moon is in 0 degrees of Ashwini, then you have the entire 7 years of Ketu period to cover. So the first 7 years would be ruled by the Ketu dasha. So, and again, like if you're on 13 degree 20 minutes, or let's suppose 18 minutes, then you have a very brief span of Ketu dasha to cover. Okay, so it's ruled by the planet Ketu, but the deity are the Ashwini Kumars. Now the story behind the Ashwini Kumars is that Surya was their father and Sanjana was their mother, the wife of Surya. But Sanjana was, she felt the heat of Surya so much. They'd already had children. Yama is one of the children of Surya and Sanjana. Sanjana wanted some, my time. She wanted some space. She felt the heat too much. So she created her shadow, which in Hindi is called Chaya, and she told Chaya to take her place as the wife of Surya, and so that she could have a break. And she went to her father's place in the meantime. Then when the story goes, when actually Sanjana comes back, she sees that Surya and Chaya have had 3 children. Shani is one of them. Shani is one of the children that Surya and Chaya have. And so she went back and she took the form of a horse, and she went to meditate and spend some quiet time in the forests. When Surya found out that his real wife Sanjana was in the forest in the form of a horse, Surya also took the form of a horse, and he went to the jungle, to the forests where they had the twin brothers, the Ashwini Kumaras. The Ashwini Kumars then were designated healers of the gods. So this is the first thing we come to know from this nakshatra, that this nakshatra has strong healing powers. People who are associated with this nakshatra, especially if you have your moon or your sun or your Mars or your 10th lord or your 8th lord in the 10th house, let's suppose you have your 8th lord in the 10th house or your 10th lord in the 8th house posited in this nakshatra, strongly suggests a profession related to the medicine line. Even the 6th house, the 6th house is diseases, or the 12th house. So if you have any of these planets related to the 10th house and related to either of these 3 houses, it does show profession related to healing. Healing could be medicine, healing could be physiotherapy, healing could be psychological healing like counseling. Even the 8th house is psychological fears, so it could be psychological healing. It could be have a lot of Reiki or energy healing, like we call them nowadays. So it could be some form of energy healing. It could be actually surgeons, it could be medicine, pharmacists or counselors, somebody who helps you get physical, mental or emotionally healed. That's a healer. So not necessarily just a doctor, but it could be anybody who helps you heal in some way. Also, this also covers the beauty industry. So anything related to the beauty industry could also be linked to the nakshatra of Ashwini. People who are ruled by the nakshatra of Ashwini, if it's an ascendant nakshatra or if it's a moon nakshatra, they are very conscious of their looks. They are too much into self-grooming. They are all very well dressed. They love to keep their wardrobes, up to date. They have an immaculate dressing sense, and they have an immaculate wardrobe, and they like to keep their houses spick and span. They're very conscious of beauty, of looks, of health. They are very good at healing themselves, and they are very particular at about getting the right treatment. If they're not well, they know and they make an effort to find the right treatment for their health issues. These people, because the sign of Aries, since this falls in the sign of Aries, which is ruled by Mars, and this particular nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, so this energy is Mars and then Ketu. So it's a lot of fire energy, because both Mars and Ketu are fire planets. And Ketu too behaves like Mars. Ketu has that element of suddenness. Ketu is a lot of energy. Ketu does not have a head, it has an entire body. In fact, it has more energy than Rahu even, because Rahu is just the head area. Ketu is the entire body. It's a lot of energy. So together, when we see this nakshatra, it shows a lot of energy. It shows fire, a lot of fire. And fire is all about ambition, is all about initiative, is all about action. So these people are very, very action oriented, very, very ambitious, very, very restless. There's so much of fire in them that they are very restless. They have a lot of ambitions. They are never satisfied. They want to keep achieving their ambitions. They are always on the move. If it's the ascendant nakshatra, or if the ascendant lord is posited in this nakshatra especially, then these people are physically very active. Then these people have a lot of physical energy. But if your moon is posited in the nakshatra of Ashwini, then it's a mental, it's a mental energy. You're mentally very strong. You're mentally very active. You're a go-getter. You're highly ambitious. Somebody who would take initiative. Somebody who is a risk taker. So Mars is one planet that is fearless, and Ketu is another fearless planet. Both have that fire energy, and together they make this person extremely fearless, somebody who would take any amount of risk to achieve their ambition, no matter what. So this nakshatra has the energy of beginning something, of starting something. But these people may not be very good at completing a lot of projects, so they may leave a lot of projects midway. They are not patient because this is a lot of fire and it is a movable sign. So sometimes because of their impatience, they may leave a lot of projects midway and move on to other things. So you will see these people starting a lot of things, being very ambitious, being very energetic, and taking a lot of risks, but then getting restless, getting impatient, and then leaving things midway. These people are extremely good friends, very, very friendly people, very, very helpful people. By nature, they're extremely helpful. They are very, they're very empathetic, and they are very sensitive to other people's needs. And so they go out of the way to help others because they have those natural healing feelings, those qualities in them. They would want to help somebody who's in need. If they feel they could in any way help somebody and heal them from a situation, help them come out of a situation, they would go out of the way. So they make the best of friends. But where ambition is concerned, where achievement is concerned, they want to be number one and only number one. Number two is not a position that is acceptable to them. So sometimes if they are number two in a situation or in a competition and their friend is number one, they would not hesitate in cutting off relationship with that friend because they want to be number one. They cannot be number two. They cannot accept that. The ambition is so strong. That is why the sun gets exalted at 10 degrees of Aries, because sun is all about the ego. Sun is all about me, I. And the sun is all about ambition and achievement, authority and power. And that is why the sun comes and gets exalted in the nakshatra of Ashwini. So some of the properties that Ashwini people very, very obviously have is speed. Remember, horses are very fast. So speed is one very, very obvious quality that Ashwini people have. Curiosity. They want to learn a lot. They want to gather a lot of knowledge. The Ashwini Kumars were very, very intelligent. That is why they were the physicians of the god. They are very intelligent. They are very, very curious to learn. They have a lot of desires. So horses in fact are known for desire, for speed, for sexuality. And Ashwini people are also known for speed. They want to be quick. If it's moon, then it's the mental speed. And if it's the ascendant nakshatra, then physically these people are very agile and quick. Strength, because both Mars is, of course, shows the strength. So, and Ketu, so this is a double energy of fire. So this shows a lot of strength, a lot of speed, a lot of desire, a lot of curiosity, intelligence, helpful nature, very, very helpful and very, very good friends, achievement oriented, initiative takers, risk takers, somebody who would start may not end, somebody highly ambitious, somebody who is very sensitive to other people's needs, somebody who wants to heal, who wants to reach out and heal everybody else as well, somebody who is very fond of looking good, dressing up well, somebody who takes a lot of care of their health, very conscious of their own health and of their looks, of their beauty, somebody who looks much younger than they are. These people tend to look very young. So Aries is the first sign of the zodiac and Ashwini is the first nakshatra, and Mars is one planet that brings a lot of youth in life. If you have a prominent Mars in your horoscope, then it will bring a lot of youthfulness in your looks and you'll have a good figure with a nice slim waist. So Ashwini people are normally very beautiful. They have very, very beautiful eyes, a very attractive face, but these people may not be very, very fortunate in relationships because they lack the patience to that we require when building a relationship. So the patience is one thing they lack. They are impulsive because both Mars and Ketu are very impulsive planets, very quick planets. They are impulsive in the decision making, and of course we all know Aries is a very impulsive sign. They quickly make their decisions and they are a little strong-headed. Once decided, they've decided. It's not easy to make them change their decision. They do not listen to other people's point of view. They are a little reckless. They're a little rash. Once they've decided, they get egoistic about their decisions, and they want to go all the way no matter what. So these people also tend to make a lot of mistakes in life. So they make a lot of mistakes, but the bad part is we all make mistakes. But Ashwini people tend not to learn from their mistakes. They make mistakes and they will keep repeating that mistake. So if you have a important planet in Ashwini, let's suppose if you have a Venus in Ashwini, I've seen many cases where Venus in Ashwini people make a lot of mistakes in relationships, and they continue doing that. They never learn from their mistakes, and so that is where they suffer. So whichever planet you have in Ashwini, you will tend to make mistakes related to that planet, and you may just not be able to learn from it. You may just keep doing it again and again. They tend to talk to the point, extremely straightforward. They do not beat about the bush, and they value people who are like that. They tend to value people who are very straightforward, who are simple, because these people are innocent. They're simple. They're like children. Like I'm repeating this again, it's the first zodiac and this is the first nakshatra. These are like the children. They're innocent in their looks, they are young in their looks, and they're innocent and straightforward in their behavior. They don't have too much of shrewdness. So fire is one of the most purest of elements, and this is like because Aries is fire and Mars is fire and Ketu is fire, so this is a lot of fire. So there's a lot of purity and innocence about them. They are straightforward. They will not beat about the bush. They are very confident. Like I said, sometimes this confidence can turn out to be overconfidence, and they can just fall flat on their faces. They don't take other people's advice. They are reckless, rash. Once decided, they just want to go ahead with their decision. So these are some of the negative traits of Ashwini. But the positive traits are, these people are great friends. They are great humanitarians. They want to help other people out. They are very, very ambitious, restless in their mind, especially if this nakshatra has your moon posited in it. They will always be restless. They will not be at peace. They would always want to be doing something or the other, always on the move. Somebody who's always on the move. So this is, if it's the moon, then it's a mental movement. If it's the ascendant, then it's a physical movement, like a sports person. So if this is your ascendant, then you probably would be very, very interested in sports and games and outdoor activities. Somebody who wants to go hiking and trekking and swimming and cycling or doing something or the other all the time. And if it's your moon nakshatra, then you would be involved in a lot of mental activity, including learning. You would want to keep learning, keep enhancing your knowledge, and keep learning things related to healing. These people, even though they are restless in their minds, they are basically happy people. They have a tendency to gather a lot of wealth. They are good at making money, because the varna of the nakshatra is Vaishya. They know how to make money. They have that tendency to find ways of making money, and they're very action oriented. They're risk takers. They're pioneers in every field. So you will see a lot of celebrities who have this nakshatra very, very prominent. So one of my favorite singers, Celine Dion, has her moon in Ashwini. Pamela Anderson has her moon in Ashwini. Then lots of sportsmen would have their ascendant in Ashwini, or even their moon, because it does give them a lot of mental energy as well. And even for a sports person, it's important. The mental stamina is also very important. So depending on where this nakshatra falls, which planets are posited in this nakshatra, will form your personality. Like I said, if a planet like Venus comes in Ashwini, then a lot of mistakes related to relationships will be made. But if you have an important planet, let's suppose in the 10th house, and you're running a dasha of that planet, then you will be very, very quick in your actions, and you will get very fast results, because Ashwini also signifies speed, quickness, alertness, moving towards your ambition, achieving. These people are very goal oriented, so they move towards their ambitions very quickly. If you're running a dasha and the 10th lord is posited in this nakshatra, or an important planet is posited in the 10th house in this nakshatra, then the achievements related to that planet and the results would be very quick. So the second part of the video, do watch. I'm going to be talking about the various padas, and in transit when moon travels on Ashwini, then what all activities we should be doing and the activities that we should be avoiding. So keep watching the second part to get more info. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.